Hey, what up y'all? Mr. Cruz here, your friendly neighborhood producer, back with another video. And in today's video, we're taking a look at the top 5 free plugins that every producer should have. Let's go. So as I said, all of these plugins are 100% for free. Doing just a quick Google search will help you to find them, but I'm going to try to leave a link in the description so that you can find them a little bit easier. It's just that sometimes they're easier to find on like third-party websites versus like the actual company that makes the plugins. All right, so for starters, we're going to start out with Vinyl. iZotope's Vinyl. This has been a plugin that iZotope has like definitely invested into and has changed and kept updated. The most recent iteration includes a lot more things for you to be able to like change the rotations per minute, the RPM, and I really like the fact that it includes this lo-fi button. So I'm gonna play this beat, and I actually have this on my master channel, so you'll actually be able to hear what it does to the entire beat. So right now I just turned it on, and you can hear kind of like the little crackles. That's coming from the, I think that's coming from the dust right here. So if I turn this all the way down, you won't be able to hear it. All right, so we're gonna kind of keep that up because that's kind of like the mood of this beat. All right, so check this out. And like I said, I really like this lo-fi button. And it even has a tape stop effect. But there you go. I use this one very often, especially when I'm making like lo-fi-esque kind of beats. Next one up is Magic Switch from Baby Audio. This one is actually kind of reminiscent of their other plugin, Super VHS. And in the Super VHS, the Magic Switch button is actually located right here in the middle. In all honesty, I feel like the Magic Switch button on Super VHS is the best feature about Super VHS. And this is kind of also like a lo-fi-esque kind of plugin. Like you would throw this on a piano or some strings or a synth in order to like make it sound really trippy. If you're really not interested in everything else, because this heat is just a distortion, this wash is just a is a reverb, drift gives it a little bit of a pitch bend effect, and this adds noise. And then over here, shape, this changes the bit depth of it. So this kind of functions as like a bit crusher. I say all that to say that, again, the Magic Switch part is really the best aspect of it. So right now with the Magic Switch off, and this kind of gives it a little bit more of a stereo phaser chorus effect. This is a really fire effect to be able to throw on a lot of your instruments. Next, we also have LoudMax. So LoudMax is from The Nathan, I think is what it's called. I think it's supposed to be like The Nathan, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. But this is just a simple limiter. I used this a lot early on when I didn't really like the limiter that came with the DAW that I had started using. The stock limiter that I had was a little too confusing, but pretty much all I used to do was set the output to about -1 and then mess with the threshold until it got loud, or as loud as I needed it to be. And this just really worked for a lot of my mixes early on until I really learned how to use the limiter that came with my DAW. So right now I'm gonna turn this on. We're gonna set that threshold to -1 or about -1, and then turn the threshold down until it's as loud as I need it to be. But LoudMax, I've been using it for years. I still use it occasionally. Now on to generators, right? Those are all effects plugins, but I have a couple of generator plugins that I love using that are completely for free. First one up is Iota Mini. I recently did a tutorial on this one, and this is an amazing plugin because not only does it have instruments like melodic instruments, but it also has a couple of 808s. About 3 of these I would probably use on a regular basis, and it also includes drum kits in here. So anything that you select that's an instrument, it's gonna look the same. It's gonna have this kind of interface, but when you go and select the drum kits have, you know, 6 different pads and a little bit of a different interface that you can kind of use. The only bad thing about it is that it only gives you 1 channel, right? So you would have to do your mixing here as far as volumes if you're going to be using every single one of these. Me personally, I would create 6 different instances of this so that I can route them out to each individual mixer channel. But this plugin really surprised me when I found out about it earlier. I actually did a full review on this plugin over on my channel, so go ahead and check that out. And lastly, we have Ample Guitar M2 Lite. This is another free plugin that I had recently did a tutorial on, and oh my goodness, This is the best sounding guitar plugin I have ever heard in my life. You would be hard pressed to tell the difference if you were very careful with your notes, like if you adjusted the velocity and if you made sure to include things like the stroke noise, right? One of my favorite things about this plugin is that it has this effects tab that is in the form of pedals. So it includes a lot of effects that you would normally include if you're playing guitar and like you have a pedal board. It's very likely that you have every single one of these. But on top of that, you really get a lot of control over how your guitar sounds. Like you can control the volume of the mic, you can control the doubling effect, you get to control the attack and the release of the fret sounds. Since beats with like very melodic guitars are extremely popular nowadays, this is a plugin that you definitely need to have in your catalog. Well, there you guys go. 5 different plugins that are all completely for free that every single producer should have in their catalog. Again, I'm going to do my best to leave a link in the description to where you guys can find all of these plugins. Let me know in the comments below if you guys think that there are any other plugins I should have added to the list, or any ones that I should have swapped out. Should I have taken out Magic Switch and added something else? Let me know in the comments below. Outside of that, it's your boy Mr. Cruz, out.